South Africa and Egypt lead the way in Africa's space race. Egypt and South Africa are the two African countries emerging as new spacefaring powers. As Africa's space ambitions grow, South Africa and Egypt are primed to join the club of spacefaring nations thanks to increased investments in exploration projects. The two African countries have been listed among emerging global spacefaring powers competing to challenge the status quo of the world's space sector. New spacefaring powers will emerge as more economies begin to see opportunities to expand both geopolitical and commercial influence in this arena, according to a new report by World Economic Forum. The Global Risks Report 2022, PDF, lists Egypt and South Africa alongside Middle East, Iran, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates seeking independence in developing and launching their own satellites, as well as Argentina, Brazil, and Mexico in Latin America and Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, New Zealand, South Korea, and Vietnam in the Asia-Pacific region. Increased private sector investment over the last decade has led to rising competition and the crowding of the sector, with the potential to disrupt the traditional incumbents' control in delivering satellite services. This is good news for countries keen to join the space race. Some governments are encouraging private space activity to further national territorial claims or to foster the development of high-value jobs, especially in the zone of low Earth orbit (LEO) or medium Earth orbit (MEO), as well as enhancing their military or defense-oriented presence, says the report. Africa's space market is growing in value with more countries sending out satellites. Space in Africa, a media, analytics, and consulting firm, projects the continent's space market will exceed $10 billion in value by 2024 on the back of rising investments. Over the last few years, Africa's space industry has been very busy with a number of countries sending satellites, including those designed and developed on the continent, into space. Earlier in January, South Africa's Cape Peninsula University of Technology launched its third satellite mission into space on a rocket launched from the Cape Canaveral rocket launch site in Florida in the U.S. The nanosatellite constellation, consisting of 3 satellites christened MDASat, Marine Domain Awareness, has been designed to collect critical data to enhance the security and protection of South African marine resources. MDASat will enhance the country's ocean sovereignty and protect our marine resources, said Naomi Koroy, Acting Chief Engineer, MDASat Constellation Project, Cape Peninsula University of Technology. South Africa is also set to benefit from hosting and being involved in the world's largest radio telescope project, the Square Kilometre Array, SKA. Construction of the mega-project is expected to start in earnest in the Karoo, a semi-desert natural region of the country, in 2022. The intergovernmental project, hosted in South Africa and Australia, as well as other parts of Africa, is billed as the most advanced radio telescope network in the world. With the ability to collect information from one collecting area of a square kilometer, 1 million square meters, the South African Radio Astronomy Observatory, SARAO, says makes it 50 times more sensitive and 10,000 times faster than existing radio telescopes. In September 2021, Egypt had announced plans to launch manufacturing works at its 123-acre satellite city, scheduled to begin operations in the first quarter of 2022. The satellite city is expected to aid in research, education, local designing, and manufacturing of satellites. Egyptian Space Agency told local media it will launch its first fully designed satellite, for example ESACube 3 satellite and for example ESACube 4 satellite, done in cooperation with Ben-Hur University later in May 2022. The 2021 edition of the Africa Space Industry Annual Report shows 125 new satellites have been lined up for development in 23 African countries by 2025. Last year, 10 countries more countries forayed into space science and are working on developing their first satellites, according to the report. So far, 13 African countries have already sent satellites into the Earth's orbit over the last 2 decades. Please subscribe, share and like. God bless you.